Hello, Karpagam. And first of all, heartiest congratulations for clearing your CA intermediate. We really want to know what was your reaction after, seeing that pass in your mark sheet.
I was just waiting to see that word successful in my result. I was not even focused in my marks. I just saw the result. I was just shouting. I want to make sure that I share my results to my parents in person, not in text or over call. I booked an auto. Okay, coming to my home, it was heavy rain. I just stopped somewhere and bought some sweets. I came to home. I just rang the bell and my mom came and opened the door. She was like, why you came, whether they have left you like half day leave. No, I came, I just say this, say one word. You are a parent of, you are a mom of a CA finalist. Why you are so slow? She can't even realize what is happening. She was just happy tears, that's it. Because they were wait more than me, they were waiting for this moment for so many years. So she was really happy. Then I said to my brother, then eventually my dad came for his lunch break from his office. I said to him, everyone was in happy tears.
That's great. I mean, I can really relate and imagine that whole scenario that happened after my foundation result, and the happiness in the parents' eyes, and the proud they feel after getting
Yes.
the result. It's like something very very great. So yeah, very congratulations to your parents as well. So, Kapagam, I have been through your profile and I have seen that the results you have uploaded, and I saw that the first time you have appeared in the CA intermediate paper was in November 19, and then you
Yes.
have cleared it in November 23, your first attempt.
Mm.
So,
Yes.
how was the journey of these 5 years? I mean, 5 years are a very long time, and
Yes.
being a mentor and being in the field of being in touch with so many students, we usually get messages after the results that, ma'am, it was my fourth attempt and I don't think I'll be able to continue with CA, so I'm dropping. Ma'am, it's my third attempt. Ma'am, it's my sixth attempt and I'm not able to continue. So how you made it to the 10th attempt and clear your CA intermediate? We really
Yeah.
wanted to do this.
Sure. First of all, there are mainly two things. One is you have to be sure that this is your path, and you, whether whatever the result may be, you should understand that something went wrong. Nothing like you can't do it anymore. You have to correct that and proceed. And second thing, to be frank, that is the main thing. Your parents support. They need to support you. Because if they would have said that, okay, this is enough, we can't pay you fees anymore, you just do something else, or something, that to being a girl. If they have said you are going to get married and that's it, I could have not done anything else. So that these are the two things. In November 19, I thought I didn't give my best. Done the completed the entire coaching, but I didn't feel that I have given my best to every subject. Though the coaching was completed, I was not. I didn't have any time to sit and practice. I had do had medical issues during the time as well. So I was like not fit to like mentally fit as well as physically not fit to prepare myself, sit and prepare. So, but what I thought is, let me not skip this attempt. Let me prepare myself. I have like before the exams, I have said to my parents that let May attempt be my attempt itself, but let me give this attempt. Let me not skip and see what is going to be in the paper. I gave my exams. I didn't clear any of those paper in that attempt. It was all 38 and 39. And I know if I even if I have given my best in one subject and if I have not cleared, I would have worried. But it was not my best at all. So I didn't worry about that. The worry started when it was COVID and they skipped the July attempt because I was vigorously prepared for preparing for that May attempt. But they said for it was like I think they have rescheduled the that attempt for two times and then they merged it with November. It was first they announced the exams will be conducted in June. Then they said the exams will be conducted in July. Then they said it is not going to be conducted at all and it will be in November. Actually, I didn't even bother about this COVID and all. I kept on studying. I thinking that I have to clear because I said my parents that I'm going to do it in May and this is going to be. So I have to be for my words. I studied, but when they merged it with November, I felt okay. It's going to be a 1 year gap. I was not able to even accept that because I'm going to sit and do it with my juniors. Though in the long term, your age is not going to be a matter, but at this age, we think about the age a lot. And I was not able to give my best, but yeah, I somehow managed and studied. But I know it is not going to be the best thing. But I made sure to write that attempt. I felt I did better than my previous attempt, but it was not the best at all. I didn't clear in that attempt as well. You should know where it may be in one paper or all the four paper. You should look for guidance, or you should identify that. If you are going to sit and say I didn't clear, this is not going to be thing, I have to quit. No one can like.
Correct, correct. And like wherever you're going, whatever you're pursuing, you need to do the hard work with the correct strategies. I think that is the key. So yeah, like very correct points you have pointed out. Tell me one thing that this time, or in the November 23 when you have cleared your first group. So at that time and this time, in September 24, after writing September 24 paper, are you expecting that yeah, this time might be I'm going to clear my exams,
Yeah,
or
to be
that
frank, that was my attempt. Because in any of my first seven attempts, I didn't say that work I may clear. I think I've done the best. None of that attempt I said. I said that I think this is going to be my attempt. I think I'm not going to touch my group one books anymore. And it happened. Once you're done with the exam, you yourself know your results. You may not wait for the results of ICA unless maybe you are waiting for that aggregate or any one paper you have done all the three papers well, one you are missing out. But other than that, you know your results.
correct, correct. And the thing what happen is that sometimes they are very sure that after writing a paper that yes it was my mistake that the paper didn't went that well. But sometimes what happens, yeah, as you have mentioned, it may be the aggregate or the passing 40 marks of a particular subject. But sometimes what happens, we are a bit confident that yes this time I'm going to clear my exam, but ultimately when result came there was unsuccessful or like previous it was like
Yes.
failure. So like how you coped up with this, I mean this might happen with you as well, or
Yeah,
how you
it
managed your failures, how you believe in yourself again and again, because it really needs, if being a C aspirant, I know that going through the same book, same pages, same underlined
exactly.
topic, it's so frustrating sometimes, and it really need a lots of courage to go through all these things again. So how you manage to do all these things?
I think the main thing many of the CA students are missing out is there is something called as RTA through which we can apply our papers. I don't
Yeah.
know why they are discouraged to see their own paper. It's not going to be shown to anyone else. They are not feeling to apply for the test. But from my first attempt, I think that was one of the best thing I have ever done. From my first attempt, it was from November 19 till now. I have applied for all my papers through RTA. I got my papers and whatever, whether you know it went well or not, I used to sit and see what was the thing I missed out,
Mhm.
whether I didn't write it well or whether I expected a mark in a paper and whether I say didn't give mark for that, I didn't get the allotted mark or whatever that is. I used to sit and analyze my paper and that is the key thing. Many of the people, even to many who messaged me personally and asking about what was the thing, I informed them first apply your paper through RTA because this was the zone many which you mentioned. Many of the people are in. They are saying that I have done, but I didn't get the mark. If you don't
Correct.
know, you have an option. You have an option where you can get your paper. Get and see. It takes maybe from the day you applied, hardly it takes the maximum time I get was 30 days. Other than that, they will give you a paper in 20 to 25 days and all. Yeah, you eventually prepare for the next attempt, but make sure you get the paper and see what was the thing.
Yeah, correct. RTI, and it is very useful. Even when I have flunked, I requested for my paper, because you get to know that because there are sometimes a lots of minor mistakes in the calculation or in
Yes,
the language that we use for our theory paper. The mistake was there, but we were in the dilemma. Ki ICI didn't give the marks. ICI stopped the result to maintain that flow. So it's not like that. It is very important to analyze your paper. That is so like truly agree. One thing. I really wanted to know that how you managed. I mean, sometimes mentally we give up. Sometimes,
yes.
physically we give up, that we won't be able to sit again and again for 14 and 15 hours to study. And it's not about 15 hours. It's like, take out the quality time in the, most time. It's whether you're going for 7 hours, 8 hours, but the effective study should be the result. So how you manage this?
I have done, maybe it may be not similar to many other cases, but for me, I know whether I have given this entire book full, whatever I have to give to that entire book, whether I have given that energy to that book or not. If it was not the case, it was actually, I was happy because I know this is my path. There is no other thing I'm going to do, and this is going to be my path. So, uh, for that you need to give something to that book, right? You should know everything in that. It may not be like 100 syllabus you should know. Even if you question me in certain things, I even don't know it. Though I studied this many years, I may not know all the concepts. So in certain place, even I may lack. For some period, it was me and my home. That's it. Nothing else was there. But yeah, actually, that's the mistake I think many of us do. You should go out. You should take some break. Once you know many other people are there with you, you will come back and take the books. You will do eventually. You yourself will do. I had my CMA friends of a friend of mine who she was not in the CA career path, but though she is also doing a professional thing. I had her during this journey as well. She was also facing those failures, and we had that conversation on a daily basis to motivate ourselves. You need that motivation. Yeah, it is hard to take that books again, but you need that motivation from yourself as well as from the outside. So that's what keeps you going to take that books again. And if CA is your path, you have know that go. If you are planning to give the next attempt, you have to take the books. Yeah, many of them are getting registered, and they themselves are saying, "I didn't read well, I didn't prepare well, that's why I didn't clear." Yeah, if you didn't prepare well, you will not clear. That's the thing that you know, right? So yeah, it is difficult. Maybe even if, it's okay. If you didn't prepare for the first 1 month, you are left with just 1 month of your exam. It's okay to start then also. Instead of like giving nothing, it's better to give something, right? You may even prepare one paper. You can try for an exemption in that paper, something or the other. But you have to. This is the process. You will not get new books like your school days. You have to read that book only. Unless and until ICA feels you have done justice to all those papers. Now I'm actually waiting very eagerly for my final books to see all those books.
Soon you're going to get your final books.
Yeah.
And one more thing I would like to point out that you have only mentioned is that it's not like you have to sit in a room and, with your books for all the time. During the whole process of the preparation, it is very important sometimes to, connect with your friends, or, maybe anything you would love to do, maybe some of your hobby or something. Like, I love cooking or I love painting, so whenever I got some free time, I used to do that, because it gives us a very fresh mind to start with
Yes.
our studies
Yes.
again. But again, some people have mindset is no, maybe that's a distraction, that will disturb our schedule. So that is a very good point that you have pointed out, because I have also believed in the same thing. So yeah, kudos to that. What happens is that key, when you started facing failure, maybe be it your relatives or some of the neighbors or anyone, be it our parents friend or some of our friends as well, they started talking about you, that if you are not able to do this, that why don't you go for something else, or why don't you try for something else. Even our parents got to listen a lots of things, that if your daughter is not able to do this, even it's about marriage as well. It's in my case, also that some of the relatives talk about these stuff, and it's so frustrating at one time,
Of
obviously. But
course.
you know sometimes it's like, why? It's
Mm.
my life, I'll have to decide it. But again, we
Exactly.
can't avoid these things. These are again the part of life. So have you ever experienced anything like this, or how you have
Yeah,
dealt with?
yeah, for sure. That too, for being there in that CA intervention for so many years, I did listen to all these things. Yeah, that's what the main reason I cut it out to going all those functions and all. They will be like, they will just ask the question, whether you're clear? No. Then why they won't sit and listen to your journey and all. What was the thing? There are very maybe not even one or two out of thousand who will just sit and listen. What was the thing? And they need to understand about us, like what the situation we are facing and all. That was with very few people. Most of them will try to make sure that you are not fit for that. You just
Yeah.
go to something else. But finally, what was my question? You are not going to pay my fees, right? It's my parents. If they ask, I will speak with them. I said this one only one thing. I think I'm going on the right path, and I will prove that your statement is wrong. I will make sure one day or the other. There are few friends of mine also who have said that unless you like, it maybe you will clear your CA only in very few clear in their young age. You may take even 50 years or 60 years to clear. What is the use in becoming a chartered accountant at 40 or 50? Okay, let it be the case. Even if it was 40, let it be 40.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be happy if I'm a chartered accountant. Then what is the worry there? Okay, so if they suggest me to go to another path, I will just listen to them. I will say, okay, at last they are not going to come to my home, sit and make sure what I'm doing, what they are going to say. I will just listen to them and ignore them. I make sure I'm surrounded with the friends who are always supporting me. Now, my school friends, they none of them were doing any professional course, but they did understood that yeah, this is she is pursuing something, and yeah, when my results came also, they were more happier than me. So because I made sure I had a group, so I after every failure result, I used to inform them I didn't clear. They none of them were said like okay, you choose another path. This is not
Hmm.
for you. They made sure you are determined. Like even when I felt down, I was not feeling too well, like good to study. They used to know, you deserve it. We know how much you did hard work for that. So no, continue. They were motivating me. So you should make sure you're surrounded with that people. And for those people who are not in that category, you just ignore them. Listen to them, ignore them. Make sure you prove them. Once you prove no, they will understand. Okay, they will come. Of course, they themselves will come and support and say that we know you are going to become a chartered accountant.
Correct,
We are
correct,
so proud of you. These
correct,
statements will for sure come.
correct, correct. One more thing is that, sometimes the reason of our failure is maybe, the wrong strategies. Students do work hard because if you are doing a professional course like CA or be it CSCM or anything, you are very prepared that you need to do the hard work, but it's just the strategies that are wrong. So,
Yes,
and being a CA aspirant, I, don't have anyone to guide. I don't have any mentor. And it is very important to have someone who can guide you,
yes,
because if you're someone who are expecting to learn from your failures, then it become, a long journey. Because
yes,
learning from your failures, it took time, but if you're having someone who have already experienced this, who knows, the correct strategy, they can guide you. So when we have launched the first attempt, our agenda is just that to, provide the students the mentor they need. Because when I have started my journey, when I have failed in, the first attempt of say intermediate, I have no one to guide. The correct
yes.
strategy I don't have. So what do you feel like, what's the role of a mentor in this journey?
Yeah, that's why I mentioned in my post all my mentors' name to make sure that I
I remember.
highlighted because that is the main thing in this journey. Because yeah, exactly, if we were in the school days, you used to have your teacher. You can ask the subject is this person. You will be like, but it's in this part. The first thing I remember, I was doing my 10th standard. Once I complete my 10th, I, I from my small age, it was. Kartagam will be doctor. They themselves chose that I'm going to be doctor. Even I don't know what was the subjects and all. So I thought, okay, I'm going to be a doctor. Even I was saying I'm going to be a doctor. That was the thing actually. Well, that but in the later stage when I was doing my eighth, ninth, and all, I realized no, science is not the thing that is going to work out for me. So I chose this path CA. I sat and like analyzed what is going to be, which group I have to choose at that 10th itself, I decided, okay, I'm going to do commerce. It is going to be CA. To be frank, in 10th itself, I decided it's going to be CA. And it was me. No one else in my family, like my mother told that CA is going to be something okay to you. But at that time itself, I had a small phone. I Googled and learned about the course. Just, I don't know the subjects and all, but how the course and all. So I chose that CA for my, that is going to be a career. I know without any guidance. Though it's CA is a self-study course, you can do it from the foundation till the final by yourself. But I'm not sure whether I can do it by myself and all because I didn't do my 12th and all in a popular school and all. It was a normal school, it was a good school, but I thought I need a mentor. So I analyzed. I chose some 3 or 4 academies in my like in Chennai, which were popular. From that one, my relative who was also doing CA, well, he was not a close relative of mine, who was, but someone like in your family, someone in your family is doing CA, you will reach out to them. So he said, okay, this is where I also did. They will guide you well. But there I also went to a career meeting. like they conduct for 12th standard students. So I went there, and once I listened to his speech in for that career guidance of 12th standard student, I decided, okay, this person is going to be my mentor. There is no one who can guide me better than him. So I started my foundation. From there only the journey started. Even in my in some subject, the thing is, the faculty may be really good, but you may not able to connect with them. It may happen in many cases. There are some faculties where I faced, I uh, I studied from them. The friend of mine who is sitting next to me will understand better than me. I don't know what was the reason, but it may be because you are not able to connect with them improperly. Then it's okay. You can choose another faculty, but you have to choose the right person for you. That is the
Correct,
thing. You
correct.
can even November 19 was when I was in my first attempt. There were not so many things. It was the COVID era which changed everything. There are every person who are uploading their demo classes in the YouTube. So just listen to that. If you are able to connect with them, just pay the fees, and yeah, even there are certain faculties who guide fully free. Actually, I didn't pay any fees for after my first, like after paying AS Academy. I didn't pay any much. I think I didn't pay any fees at all. So it's all YouTube and their free lectures. I just subscribe to that and watch that. So everything is free. You have to choose, and you have
Okay.
to.
Yes, I'll agree that it is very important to choose your teachers and mentors wisely, because even I have regretted, going for some faculty class, because you know there is very important to match that vibe with the teachers, because no matter how much hype one faculty have, but it is very important, because we have already studied for last 18 17 years, so we are in a practice, and it's very difficult to change the mindset and then learn to study in a very different way. So yeah, I think we have talked a lot about your journey, about your learnings, about the hard work and dedication you have. Last thing that I want to ask is that there are students, because when a result came after every attempt, only 8% or 10% people of the both groups cleared, but remaining 90% face failure. So
Yes.
what suggestion you want to give them from your learnings, from your experiences?
Yeah, failure is the process. You have to go through it. There is no other go. If you want to see always success, even I was in because first even in my first, second attempt, third attempt, I was like, I've never seen this fail in my ever in my journey. Yeah, even in a small 25 mark, 30 mark test in my school days, I used to be that best student there out there. So I may not be the first or second, but of course in the top five I'll be there. So once you see that word called fail, it will be so much depressing. Like as you said, out of that 100 people who are writing, only 5 to 10 come out as in the flying colors. So remaining has to do it again. You will also be in that 5 or 10 in the next attempt. Make sure you trust in that. Many of them, yeah, I have seen those people who were not good in their schoolings came to CA and aced in their exams. But there are, but most of the cases I have seen are the toppers in the school. That is the main thing. They quit very soon because they have never seen failure. After seeing it twice or thrice, they decide, no, this is not going to be my path. So yeah, but even it is not wrong if you feel that it is not your path. No, it was also I was about to mention it that in the post I had a comment. I didn't reply to many of the comments because if it is their mindset, I don't want to sit and argue with them. Let me prove myself with my next result. I can't do anything than that. So the thing is, yeah, it may, in some cases it is not. If you feel CA is not your path, well and good, go out, you can do other things. If you feel that, that is the only thing. If you feel that I have given my whatever I said, if you think you have given your 100%, whatever in certain cases, a few people will be like, I'm not even ready to sit and study, why should I study these subjects and all. If that is the case, if you are interested in something else, even if you write for 100 attempts, no, you can't make it out, because if you know your career is different, it may be some people will be like, I want to become something else. It may be like whatever artist or whatever it may be. But you are sitting just to make sure you clear that, it is not going to happen. But if you are determined in that it is your path and it is you have to do it, you will come in that 5 or 10. And I think out of those 100, there will be 20, 30 already who are in that zone, who are like, no, this is not. They will be in that cat on the wall, this or that. So there itself, those 10 or 20% vanished. There will be like only those 30 or 40 extra who are still working on that. I'm pretty sure you, that 40 or 30, if you work again with your 100%, I'm sure you will get in that 5 or 10 also. For sure it will happen, because it happened in my case. It will for sure happen for
Correct.
you as well. I don't know whether to mention, you will be like, he'll be scolding me, of course. Before my November 23 attempt, it was on 2nd or November 2nd or 3rd. September 21st, my brother had a brain tumor operation. Okay, so I was sitting in front of an ICU on September 22nd, 23rd, waiting for him to recover and come out. It was really hard, yeah. That I faced all the situation. And the journey is, to be frank, this really big. I
Yes.
lost my grandmother before my May 24 attempt. 3 4 days back, I lost my grandmother. So of course, I had so many setbacks like that. I was just thinking about my brother to recover at that time. He has been through so many things. He has been more than 5 operations. So there are
Okay.
so many things happening in my life along with the CA as well. So I was they after these many things happening, they could have said me, no, you should, our family situation is not like that, you do better, do it, but they didn't say, because they know I'm doing all these things for them only, and I know I have to improve my financial situation, so that is what the reason I chose this and I'm doing this. So they made sure to support me in all these situations. Yeah, you should be for yourself, they should be for yourself.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's
So
my
how's
message.
your brother now? He's doing good.
Yeah, it's been a year, so he has recovered, and yeah, just now he has started going for his work, and yeah, he started
Okay.
with
So I think
work.
all these things only makes you a warrior, your family support, your own dedication, discipline, consistency, your hard work. So kudos to that. You are a true example of that thing that, no matter how much life is setting, setbacks and hurdles for you, if you are dedicated enough and you are, fully prepared with your mindset that you have to be a chartered accountant, then nothing can literally stop you. And there
Yeah,
are already very good individuals who have cleared the exam after so many of attempts. I think CA Neha Datta ma'am, everyone knows her, after facing this much of setbacks and
yeah,
failures in her life, and look at her today, like she is an
yes,
inspiration.
yes.
And likewise you are an inspiration for many of us.
Thank you so much.
So like we, the team of first attempt, literally want you thank for setting up the example, because this is something very great. And because
Thank
when you post even come on my feed, it's like, I have something I have mentioned that cleared in the 10th attempt. It's like blown my mind that this much of patience an individual is having. And there are some students who are giving up after their third and fourth attempt. So it's really very inspiring, Kapagam. And
you. Thank you.
like I'm very grateful, our team is very grateful to have you here. So thank you so much for sharing your journey and making your presence to grace our platform. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Okay, I this is my first ever podcast I've ever done. So even I didn't feel that post. I really don't know. I never thought that this post will reach my this much people, and this much people will be coming to me and speaking with me. Once the ma'am asked for the podcast, I was like, I didn't do anything great and all.
Again, a heartiest congratulations to you, and all the very best for your CA final journey. And
Thank you.
yeah, right now you're waiting for your CA final book. So we are wishing you
Okay.
soon to wait you for your CA degree as well and your convocation
Yeah.
day. So
Thank
all
you.
the
Thank
very
you.
best, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Amrita. Thank you.
Thank you so much.